All right. So we haven't done one of these in a while.
It's been a little too long.
Yeah, a little bit too long. So we're gonna change that. But anyways, welcome to a new episode of the Command Grab.
That's right. You're actually going to be able to get this one the week that we're recording it. It's going to happen, I promise. If you don't know what this podcast is, this is a podcast where we talk everything video games. Today, we have two very specific topics that we're going to be talking about
Mm-hmm.
that are very interesting and that we really got to get into. But first, make sure you're following us on Blue Sky. We put all of our podcasts, all of our clips, everything goes up on the Blue Sky. If you're not already subscribed to YouTube, you can see us there. You can see us talking on there. I was going to do Collision, but Tank is fighting tonight, so I'm going to watch Collision tomorrow. And I'll probably hop on the there and live tweet that tomorrow, I guess. But nevertheless, you don't have to worry about that. Also, if you want to listen to the wrestling podcast, please make sure that you listen to that on Podbean and Spotify if you are not already on YouTube. That's where you can go to listen to the podcast straight up, help support us, and we should be good there. Profit, tell them about the YouTube.
All right, guys. So now that you're on YouTube, and I know you are because you listen to this right now. Um, we not only give you one podcast, but we give you three. So with that, if you tap that like button, it helps us out a lot. Subscribe, hit the bell button so you can get all, not just this podcast, not just Command Grab, but the OVA, which we talk about anime, and Off the Top Rope, which is our main show that we do, where we talk about pro wrestling, and mainly AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling, which New Japan, we're going to dig in real soon.
Mm-hmm.
We got brackets we got to talk about, so
Oh, yeah.
stay tuned for that. And yeah, so you don't get one, you get three. And if the topics that you hear today, you know, get you a little vocal, makes it so you want to comment, comment below because we will for sure answer back and we'll get a conversation going. So with that, let's get to our show today.
We have to talk about a game that released yesterday or a couple days by the time that you're listening to this. I don't know when this is going to go up. But I said it's going to go up this week. It's going to go up this week. I promise. It is. It's going to be crazy if it doesn't and I just put this in here. But it is. It's going to go up this week. We have to talk about Profit. How far are you in Monster Hunter? And we've talked about a couple of issues. What issues have you had with PC performance? Because you're playing on PC also.
Yeah. So right now I am I'm in the forest. Like before we did a thing, I just did a hunt to beat the shit out of the ape guy, the hippo ape thing.
Oh, Kongalala?
Kongalala, yeah, that shits on you.
I love that monster.
I actually like because of its personality, like it's like one of my favorite monsters because it's just so ridiculous. It'll go around, it'll eat like a poison. Okay, actually, before I could just completely go in, spoiler alert, guys.
I'm not gonna spoil you because I'm far. I'm not gonna spoil you. I'm just gonna go to where you are. So that's where my spoiler list is gonna be.
Um, so he'll the battle that I did though, like he did a lot different stuff than when I first fought him. In the story, I fought him, and then in the and then in the actual like assignment hunt or optional quest
Mm-hmm.
when I fought him, shit was going down, man. Like he started eating random shit and like so he would eat like he ate one of those paratoads, the paralyzing toad,
Oh yeah.
and then he burps and it'll paralyze you if you get too close. And then he started eating poison mushrooms and burping poison. I was like, oh shit. And then he got in a fight with two different monsters.
Mm-hmm.
He got in the fight with the spider one, the Lala, what is it? Lala Bundu or
Yeah, Lala something.
the,
I don't remember the name of it either, honestly.
yeah. So he got in a fight with that one and he fucking mauled that thing. Like he beat the shit out of that thing. After I've been beating the crap out of him and he was like weakened, that spider thing came out and he was like, oh no. Oh hell no. He just beat the shit out of it. He like mauled it and that spider thing like curled up and it hauled ass. I almost ran after the spider thing to kill it. So and then go back and kill him. But I was like, I'll just kill it. I'll kill him. But he ran into the first big story monster too. It starts with a G. I forgot what the name was. Um, the thing we're chasing after in the main part of the story.
Doshakuma.
Yeah, Doshakuma. He runs into that thing, and that thing's like, nah, dog. You ain't gonna take me out like you took out the spider. The monkey thought about, Kongala thought about it, and him and his whole crew ran away. They're like, nope, fuck that. So it was some interesting encounters there, man. Like, I'm having a great time with the game. There's some stuff that makes it feel more alive than any other Monster Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. Like, I'll be standing in the hub, right? Like you'll be in your main hub, and it's easy to forget from other Monster Hunter games when you're in the main hub, nothing's happening outside, right?
Yeah.
But this is a completely connected world. You're standing in the hub, all of a sudden, monsters that the big monsters that you've hunted before, they start popping up on the map all over the place.
Oh yeah, you see alerts all the time.
You see all the alerts. It's like, hey, this monster popped up. Oh, no, this monster popped up. Oh, hey, this monster over here, he popped up too. And you see them going from zone to zone. You'll see them clashing on the mini map, on the fucking mini map. All you gotta do is just go out and fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. I like that a lot. It makes that whole world feel like it's living. Like shit's living, shit's going on, even without you trying to interact with it. And you don't have to take a quest to go after them. That's the other cool part.
The best part about this game is the best thing about the game.
Yeah. Like you can literally just go, oh, this monster just popped up. I don't have to get a quest for it. I could just get on the sacred, run down and find them and kill them or capture them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that is it sets it a tier above. And the story stuff, right? The story stuff is like, I don't know, it clearly sets it above the other Monster Hunter games in my opinion.
I mean, they tried, right? They tried to give us a narrative.
Yeah. And it's fun, and it's like it's a fun action movie is how I'm taking it right now, right? You're the main character in a fun action movie, and your guy is just doing work. He's the guy.
I had this thought yesterday, and I think you might understand this. But
Yeah.
what I compared Monster Hunter Wild's like story to, I compared it to Black Clover. Like, I don't know if this is gonna make sense, but I'll explain. So you know how when you're in Black Clover, you start, Asta, they're doing their thing, and then every arc is just like back to back to back to back, and you have like maybe like 1 or 2 episodes of them traveling somewhere, or 1 or 2 episodes of setting it up. Then like the shit starts.
Yeah.
That's Wilds.
Yeah. It's the same pace.
Same pacing. It's great.
Yeah. Like they're not playing around in this, right? Like nothing is playing around.
Mm-hmm. They'll give you like the little stuff here and there, right? You'll get character development, you'll get that stuff, but once they're like, hey, let's go, that's the next arc. You're in it. Like, there's nothing you can do.
You're in it. Yeah, you're in it, and like, you just know the second you go, okay, let's go, shit's going down
You're gonna fight some
every
shit.
time.
You're gonna fight some shit. You're not gonna have a choice. You're gonna meet some people. They're gonna talk about what's going on in their area, and then they're gonna be like, okay, let's go. Let's go do this thing that's unrelated, and then some shit's gonna go down, and you have like 4 hunts that you gotta do back to back to back.
Yep.
Black Clover.
It's great. It's fantastic, man. Um, so before we keep, gushing and going into the good, I'm gonna mention the elephant in the room, the bad.
We really gotta talk about it before we can do anything else. We have to.
Yeah, we have to. Like, we ain't gonna sugarcoat this shit. Um, so the bad is on PC. It has some weird shit going on with performance, man.
Bro, I'm just gonna keep it a whole stack. The game runs like shit on PC. Like
And
if you have a PC that can brute force it, like we do, we have PCs that can brute force it. Cool. We still have issues.
yeah, like the issue. So I found out like through good old Digital Foundry. Thank you guys. Um, I found out what the issue I was running into when I was telling you the other day. I was like, hey, have you ever had this issue where you load in and everything is like stuttering?
Mm-hmm.
And I found out it's because it is doing this weird shader preloading thing, and there's no escaping it. Right? Like, you go into a new area, it's gonna do that. And it's gonna preload all this stuff, like a ton of stuff. And then after it's done doing all that preloading and loading all that stuff, so like when I went to everything was playing fine, and then I got to the forest, and then the forest started running like shit for the first 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I have no problems with the forest no more. Like, I guess the zone is fully loaded now. So I that's the main thing I've been running into. And then when it's not doing all that loading stuff, it's buttery smooth. Like, I have no issues after that. But it's when I first hit that zone, oh god, that shit runs awful.
I started seeing that in the third area.
Mm-hmm.
Like just for like I said, I'm not gonna give spoilers. I'm not gonna talk about exactly where I am. I'll just say I'm on chapter 3-1. That's where I am. I've been playing that goddamn game. Let me tell you something. But but yeah, in the third area, it gets like I'll walk into an area and it'll be like really messed up. And now, whenever I load into that third area specifically, I'm past that now. But whenever I load in that third area, whenever I go in there, frame rate stutters immediately.
Yeah.
Like I'll go from like 100 FPS, which is not good for where I am, to be honest. For what I have, not good. I'll go down to like 40 and it'll shoot back up. Like it'll be like, oh no, I don't know what's going on, and it's annoying.
Yeah. I'm not sure if like when it starts stuttering like that, if if the best course to action is like go into town, wait like 10 minutes, and then go out, right? Like, because maybe then it'll be done loading everything there is to load within that place or that area. I'm just not, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. It's just weird. And they've since put out a tweet, giving out instructions of certain things to do. And I'm like, they're like, oh, first things first, make sure your drivers are good. You got the newest drivers. It's like, well, we have the newest drivers,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, on older computers, turn off UAC. I'm like, well, I don't have an older computer, so UAC isn't a problem.
Nope.
um, yeah, user account control. That in case you guys didn't know. Um, they're like, yeah, turn that off. Um, but there's a few other options. They're like, oh, lower your settings and things like that. It's like, hold on, guys, hold on. Let's back it up a bit. I'm running. Okay, I can run Cyberpunk, right? Over 150, 160 FPS. That is a fucking demanding game,
Mm-hmm.
right? I should not be running in sand, right? And the game tanks down to 50 FPS. That's an optimization problem, guys. So you guys have to start optimizing your game. You can't just throw bullshit out there. You're under the microscope. And look, you're under a record-selling fucking game right now. 900, what was it? 94,000, 100,000 people playing, or I think the number is higher. But whatever it is, hey, on PC, you're hitting right now. Keep going.
Bro,
Fix your shit.
PC max out at 1.3 million. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if
okay.
it's gotten higher from when I seen it, but at one point there was 1.3 million people playing the game on PC at one point.
Okay, yeah. I thought I saw 940,000, but I wasn't sure where the decimal where I saw the decimal at. That's why I lowered it to 94. But yeah. Okay. So yes, 1.3 million people. Your game's a fucking hit, okay? Which means you need to optimize this shit ASAP, especially for PC players. Okay? And you got to fix your shit on console too, because the PS5 Pro is having issues. PS5 Pro should not be having issues.
I mean, this is RE Engine straight up, right? Dragon Dogma
Yeah.
2 had these exact same issues.
Right.
The problem with that is apparently it took Dragon Dogma 6 months to fix it. Monster Hunter cannot take 6 months. Capcom cannot take 6 months to fix their problems that they have on these consoles and on PC. It'll be unacceptable.
Yeah, unacceptable. Not at all. Capcom, fix your shit, guys. You have a fantastic game here. And this game is supposed to last. Shit, the last few Monster Hunters lasted for years.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This game needs we need this game to last, however long you guys are thinking the game's going to last. But in order to keep people and keep them happy and engaged, especially PC players, and you know what, even console players, optimize your game, and then make sure it is running appropriately. You can't have people with high power machines. You can't. Okay, if someone with a 5090, right? I don't have a 5090. I have a 9070. That's 9070. Shit, I'm talking in the future now.
Yeah, you want that car so bad, I can hear it.
I have the 7900 GRE. Okay. But there's people out there running a 5090, right? They happen to pay $2,000 to get one. Good for them, idiot. And they're getting 100. They're only capping out at 130 frames, and they're tanking like the rest of us.
Bro,
That should not happen.
I am on a 7900 XTX. I can't break past 105 FPS consistently. 90 Jesus, I'm doing it now. 7900 XTX, 7600 X3D. I can't break past 105 frames.
Right. So there's an issue. There's an issue there. Because I'm rocking a 9800 X3D and the 7900 GRE for my video card. I'm getting in about 113 is what I'm averaging.
Yeah, somehow you're getting that 9800 is doing work for you, because I can't even get there.
Yeah, the 9800 is doing God's work, because how I know is my room gets fucking hot as hell.
Oh, so it's working.
It's working.
It's working.
It's doing some work, man.
See, I can tell you this. My PC doesn't get hot. So I'm pretty sure I can push this harder if I really want to push it and figure it out. But it doesn't. I play on 1440. I'm playing on Ultra. Everything's ultraed out, right? I should not be getting just 100 frames. Realistically, I'm saying 100. I'm being very nice. I'm sitting usually between 85 and 95, and sometimes I'll go up to 105.
Right.
That's it.
So I'm playing the same. I'm playing 1440 ultra settings with the what is it? What is it? The upscaling is at native. So I'm not upscaling from lower to high, right? I'm still at 1440. It's just doing any aliasing or anything like that. It's just doing it native.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just pretty much we got the same thing going on.
Native tanked my FPS, by the way.
Really?
Yes, I don't know why. It's weird. Like native 1440p ultra, I was sitting at like 70. And I'm not sure why that was happening.
Oh, that's weird.
But that's the thing apparently. Like there are people who have like similar systems that have
Mhm.
completely different performance and no one understands why. I can tell you why. The
Yeah,
game is an optimized piece of shit. That's really what's going on.
it's just unoptimized. Period. Like at that point, if we have if everybody has the same machine, so you have 5 machines all running the exact same thing, have the exact same operating system, exact same everything. We'll just say exact same everything. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Give or take, like I think there's a give or take of 10%. Okay.
Yeah.
I think like that's the range. It's either 5 or 10. No, 2% is the 2 to 3% is the error margin of error,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if I have all these machines, they're the exact same. If they're within 2 to 3%, cool. Anything higher is a problem. So if it's 5%, one machine has 10% less performance than everyone else, and it's the exact same as everything else, that's a problem. If all the machines are varying and you got like between the 2% margin to like 50% margin, there's a real fucking problem, and that shit's just unoptimized as all hell.
Yeah. It's
And that's
frustrating.
what we're getting.
It's
That's what we're
frustrating.
getting.
I'd say Prophet, you and I, we have damn similar PCs. Like you have a better CPU, my GPU is better. So I feel like we even out somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And we are getting different performance. Like you and I are off by like 10, 15 frames.
Yes.
So it's wrong.
Yeah. No, it's wrong. And just think, okay, we're off by, you know, I'm gonna say like, yeah, say we're off by 50. We are off by 15 frames. We have similar machines.
Mm-hmm.
There's people with even higher machines than we have. I have them $2,000 video cards, and they either have less performance than we do, or about 10 frames higher than what we get.
It's ridiculous.
That's an issue.
It's ridiculous.
That's a problem.
I had to get that out of the way because there's no way we could talk about Monster Hunter. Like we can't have a real conversation about Monster Hunter without talking about the performance because the performance is awful, right?
Yeah, the performance should not be where it's at. Like with our machines, like I can run any other game right now, and they're all higher. Like I'm not saying Space Marine 2 is taxing, but there's a lot of shit going on screen, and I get a lot higher everything than I do, or a lot higher and more consistent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Than Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is like new area. God, we're about to die, and that shouldn't happen.
I'll say it like this: I can run like you talked about Cyberpunk. I can run Cyberpunk 4K, right?
Yeah,
Max ray tracing, and ray tracing does not work on these cards. It's not great on these cards.
yeah,
I'm getting around the same frame rate I'm getting. Again, 4K over like 9200 FPS. Cyberpunk 1440p, no ray tracing. 70 to 90 FPS Monster Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
That can't happen.
No, I can't.
But now that I talked about that,
Yeah.
I played that game for 12 hours. Aside from the performance, which again, Profit, we're like, oh, we're at 100 frames. Some people can't even hit 60, right?
Yeah.
Our games
Yeah.
are at least playable. They should be better, but they're playable.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the performance, I'm in love with that game.
Oh, let, let me tell you, it's a problem.
Oh, it's bro. I already have 12 hours. Granted, the first hour and a half, 2 hours was trying to like figure out issues because it wouldn't start on my PC, right? And it would be active, but the game wouldn't show up. So that was a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a whole nother problem. But other than that, once I got it working and once I was able to go, I barely stopped.
Yeah, I think that was part of the preload thing, right? Like, I think if you just installed it straight up, right, and didn't do the preload, because I have a feel like I had almost the like kind of the same thing, but it took a minute for my screen to pop up, and then it finally popped up, and like all that stuff was came in. So I feel like that happened to everyone that preloaded.
Most likely, I had to restart my PC for it to actually work.
Oof.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I didn't have to restart.
But let me tell you, like I said, I'm not gonna talk about anything further than where Profit is. But I am on chapter 3-1. I have stopped there for a little bit so I can like get some weapons because I've been like low key kind of neglecting weapons a little bit. And if
Mm-hmm.
you don't know, this also might be a Monster Hunter tips thing, by the way. Your armor won't transition when you go from low rank to high rank. Your weapons will. Like
Yep.
you need your low rank versions of weapons to proceed to get high rank versions of weapons. So if you're brute forcing the game, if you're just running through the story without worrying about anything, you're gonna be real upset when you're in high rank and you want to make like a dual blade set, but all you've been doing is running like, I don't know, bow, and you need parts, low rank parts for something and you can't do it. So have fun with that. All you people speed running. I saw someone who was at HR 31 already, by the way.
God damn.
I don't know how. I thought I was no lifing this game. He's at HR 31. Doesn't
Wait.
seem like he's a streamer or nothing. He's just crazy.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is it somebody that got the game early?
It doesn't look like it. I mean,
Jesus.
you can't tell. Maybe, but I can't tell.
Yeah,
HR 31 is crazy right now. That's insane.
that is insane.
But man, this game, already again, aside from the performance issues, we got to talk about that. We already talked about it. Like that is
Mm-hmm.
a thing. Aside from that, this is easily the best Monster Hunter game they've ever made. Like easily. You've already talked about the story. I really enjoy the story, especially later on. Again, I'm not going to talk about it, but the story later on, I really enjoy. It's not like mind blowing or anything like that. It's definitely fun. Where I'm at right now, I stopped, like I said, to go back and get weapons. And what I've been doing is I'll find something like I don't know, we'll use Congalala for example. I need a Congalala. So I'll go to the area where Congalala is, look to see where he is. I'll go find him. I'll fight him. The mission will start. And if the drops are good and I get good stuff from it, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to save this quest. So now this is an optional that I can hold on to for a little bit. Or it's an investigation I can hold on to. And I can just do that. It's great. Like, it's fantastic. Like, I also love the fact that when you're out there, you're killing monsters, that 60-second timer, you can dismiss it if you want. And because you're just out in the world, you won't go back to base. You can stay there. You can still carve after the fact because everything is still around. You can still explore. You can still do whatever you want. You still run around. It's fantastic. It's so streamlined. The game is fantastic. When you're in the game and it's working, this already might be my game of the year, and I haven't even gotten a high rank to where the game really starts yet. I don't see another game touching this right now.
Oh man, like right now, just like looking at this year's, I have to look further into like releases this year. Like my other favorite release coming out is coming out what in 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
which is Xenoblade Chronicles X, and you know I love that shit. So I love it to no end. But that's a game that's already came out on Wii U and stuff like that. But it's getting some shit.
Still,
So
it's still coming out this year. That's fine.
it's still coming out this year. But as far as new games coming out this year, um, besides like I think like the only other one I'm hyped up for is Phantom Blade Zero.
Yeah.
That one looked fun, but I don't think it's going to be at the level of Monster Hunter Wilds for me,
It
for for myself.
it's hard right now. Like I'm gonna be playing other games for sure. Like I'm not just gonna be playing Monster Hunter only for the rest of the year. But right now, the game is just it's incredible, and I'm not even doing the stuff that I'm not doing like the super fun stuff yet. Like none of my gear, none of my armor matters right now because I'm in low rank. Like none of this
Right,
matters. So
right,
eventually we get to high rank. We'll see what's going on there. I've heard about how great that is and how people are like super addicted already to like the reviewers were super addicted to what was going on so up there. So whenever we get there, we'll see what happens. And it's just the game is just it's so fun and so easy to play. Like there's like
yeah,
no resistance. Like, oh, I want to do X thing. I can go do X thing. Oh, I don't have this. Where I can go on the map. This monster's right here. Okay, there's already one out. Oh, wait, there's not one out? Okay, let me just make a quest for that really quick then. Oh, this one's like a 3-star? Let me make a quest for this one right away so I can make an investigation so I can just run this a few times to farm this a little bit.
right.
Like it's so streamlined, it's so easy to play. It's just I'm I'm at a loss for words if you can't already tell.
He's speechless right now, guys.
I love that game. I love it so much. I haven't played a game this much in 12 hours in a long time.
Yeah,
So I can't give this enough gameplay praise. We talked about the bad stuff. We talked about it at length. I'm not worried about that. Gameplay wise,
yeah,
when you're in the game and when it's working, right, it's just incredible. And like I said, I'm not even at the end yet, where everything actually matters and when you get the actual stuff.
yeah. Um, One of the things that I've seen people say, like, I think it's mostly reviewers and mostly people that have like, the super vets or whatever. They're like, the beginning of the game is too easy. So here's kind of my answer to that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of glad it's a little easy. You know why? Because I've been switching weapons like fucking crazy, trying to find out which one I want to use. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I get why it's easy in the beginning, but that doesn't mean it doesn't get hard like later on. Like and plus again, it's that it's breaking that barrier of entry that other Monster Hunter games had.
Mm-hmm.
That Monster Hunter World broke. Um, like certain games like everybody's favorite Monster Hunter. What is it? Generations Ultimate.
Yeah, GU, yeah.
GU was that's touted as the best. Like I fucking enjoyed GU. That was pretty much the first one I really got into.
Mm-hmm.
But the barrier entry to that was insane, right? If you just jumped in and not wanting to play it, not knowing all the stuff that goes on, you're you're kind of up a creek. You have to like watch YouTube videos all day to find out what's going on.
I low key think World's like the same way because World like bombarded you with so many tutorials and all this other stuff, and like you had like a narrative, right? There was a narrative in there too, but it wasn't like what it
Mhm.
was like whatever. but they just kept on bombard. Like the first time I played I World was my first Monster Hunter game. Sorry to everyone
Yeah.
who might be upset about that. I know there are people who are really weird about that. But
Wait,
what's up?
no, ain't no way because you were playing with us. We were playing on 3DS.
Yeah, I that was after we started playing World.
Oh, that was
That
after
was
World.
after
Oh,
World.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's weird, but that's how long ago Monster Hunter World came out.
Oh man.
That's the weird part about
Uh,
it.
Here's the funny thing. You want my first Monster Hunter
Uh-huh.
was actually the first one on PS2.
Ooh.
But, you know, I didn't really understand how to play it then. So I kind of like traded it
Well, that
in.
was
Played it for a little bit and I'm like, I don't I got it. I killed my first monster. I was like, "Oh, cool." And then, but the very first one is clunky as shit. So, um, there was all the improvements later, obviously, but that was my first one, and I didn't return to Monster Hunter until Generations.
mm. Yeah, see, we played GU after for sure. But while
Wait,
World was my first one.
hold on, that's a lie. I returned before that. I
Where
returned on three,
Ah, okay.
three on the Wii, and then I had fun with that, and then waited for a while longer, and then started playing Generations.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah.
When when the first time I started World, uh I don't think I bought it day one. I don't remember what made me buy World. Cuz I don't think that we were talking about that. I don't think any of us were talking about that yet. I don't think. Maybe we were. But
I think we were.
yeah, we might have. But I got so overwhelmed with what World was telling me because there was tutorial pop-ups everywhere, and I was trying to. I also wanted to play Charge Blade, which at that time felt impossible for me. Like I couldn't do it. Like everything just felt like overwhelming. So I stopped playing World for the first time. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Miles, funny enough, when Iceborne came out, he was like, "Okay, you're gonna come with us. We're gonna carry you through World to get you out of this bullshit, and then you'll see what's going on." And that was what really got me into Monster Hunter, like being able to like be with people who understood the game and they could explain things to me, and I didn't have to try to like go on Google and try to figure out like how do I do this combo? What do I have to do here? Like, what is this? What is that? Why do I need a dunk pod? Well, like, I don't have to worry about that. And that's what really made me love it. Also, the fact that I could just skip through base game because that shit was, God bless, that shit was rough.
Oh, Base World.
Base world was rough.
Man, weird enough. Here's the funny thing. Base World, I think when we were all playing, I got the Nergigante first and killed him
I
first.
think you did.
And then I literally had his full armor and got it to where I could kill him in like 5 minutes. I could just solo him. That was like the fastest I've ever ran a Monster Hunter game, and I wasn't even intending to do that.
Ah, see, yeah, no, I couldn't. It was too much for me. Like I just couldn't do it. I think we got to that point. I think we beat Nergigante. We all did,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's where we all kind of just like broke off. Like other people were still playing. I stopped. A couple other people stopped. But Rise fixed that problem. Rise, you can go through. There's still tutorial prompts, still a little bit weird. Wilds, it's very easy to get into that game, and I think to your point,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why the game being easy is good. And let me tell you, if you're playing Monster Hunter for the first time, you're gonna hit a couple walls in Wilds, and people you can be like, "Why is this easy? Why are people saying this is easy?"
Yeah, yeah.
Like there are definitely walls, right? But you and I, we have played at this point. We have played Monster Hunter a lot, so we are
Oh, yeah.
very used to playing Monster Hunter now. A lot of people who are saying that Monster Hunter is easy, that Wilds is easy, are people who have played literally since World. Because now at this point, role players are veterans. This is the third Monster Hunter game they've most likely played. If they didn't even go back to play the old ones before that, which is possible.
Right.
So those people now are veterans. We are now veterans if you keep up with the games. Like, that's how it is. So there could be a bunch of new people who are confused, maybe not confused, because confused, they do a really good job explaining things to you now, and it's not overwhelming. But there are walls that people are going to hit. That's why, for whoever's listening to this, my only piece of advice for Monster Hunter, because there's a lot of videos out there, do this, do that, you're going to miss this, don't miss this. Just sit down and just enjoy the game. Don't try to rush through low rank to try to get to high rank. Just sit down, enjoy the game, find your weapon, get some armor sets, really learn how to play the game in low rank. Because once you hit high rank, and I don't know how this high rank is yet. We'll probably talk about it next week with the way that I'm playing. But if you slow down and relax and have a good time, you're really going to enjoy the game and you're really going to get it. So just my only piece of advice, slow down and just enjoy the game. Don't listen to the YouTubers who are saying, don't miss this, don't do this, do that, don't do this, do these settings, don't listen to them. Just play the game. Enjoy it. Find the stuff that you like. See what works for you, see what doesn't, and just have fun.
Yeah, I agree with the avoiding those YouTubes that are like, hey, don't do these don't stop, do these 10 things first. Like, you know, you don't have to listen to that, because that is the fastest way to get overwhelmed.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, that is like the quickest way to get overwhelmed. And so, like, just a few steps. Step one, find a weapon you like. And don't give a fuck what anybody else says. If you like that long blade, you want to play like a fucking badass samurai, do it. If you want to just start flailing and going crazy, play them dual blades.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be the meat shield and want to jab something with the stick, play that lance. But if you want that stick to shoot, play the gun lance.
Mm-hmm.
If you want all that balance, like all the balance between having you know, having a shield but being able to attack fast, and having like kind of like the benefits of both having a shield and a weapon that can, do and does damage. Do the sword and shield. I guarantee you, sword and shield will surprise you.
Oh yeah.
Sword and shield is ridiculous. It is pretty insane, but you don't have to take my word for it. Play it. That's my main thing. I've just been playing through all the weapons to see which ones I like. I really like sword and shield. I also really like, you know, I like Great Blade, because that's what I played in like in the beginning of World. That's what I played. I played Great Blade, and then towards the middle, actually on at high rank, I was still playing Great Blade, but then I added in maces. And let me tell you guys, do you like stunning the shit out of something? Do you just want to beat something in the head? Do you want to spin to win? Use a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
It'll do all that for you and more. And later on, when you get like stuff like Part Breaker and you see shit just flying off of them, it is so satisfying. Um, if you want to play this like a shooter, you got three weapons. You got the bow gun, heavy bow gun. Well, basically, bow gun's a machine gun, heavy bow gun's like a cannon, and then you have a bow, which is a bow, right? They can all equally fuck shit up. They all have their pluses and minuses. Um, you want to do a little support and whomp somebody in the head? Play that hunting horn. Hunting horn is the shit. Just saying. Um, but yeah, like, find a weapon. Oh, and you want to be Darth Maul with a little insect guy that buffs you, play that insect glaive. Insect glaive is really good now. All the weapons are fun, and yeah, it's just find you a weapon. That's my main advice, because once you find a weapon, kind of like playing a fighting game, once you find that character you like or whatever, the game becomes 10 times more fun.
Yeah, man. It's just a fun experience. Like this game, as long as they fix their performance issues, because again, cannot stress enough how frustrating that is. Once they
Yeah.
fix those performance issues, if they can do that quicker, sooner rather than later, they already have a hit. That game will be a lot better. All they need is to fix the performance. That is it.
Yep.
There's a couple
That's it.
there's a couple things here and there inside the game, but really the main thing is just that performance.
Mm-hmm. And I just accidentally saw a high rank monster, and I'm pretty giddy.
Yeah, see, I am avoiding that like the plague. I am not looking at monster. I'm not doing anything. I don't want to see anything. Once I get there, probably at this point, with the way that I'm playing, by the time this video goes up, I might be in high rank. We might be able to talk about that next week. But
Yep.
yeah, I don't want to see anything. The stuff that I've seen that I'm not even going to spoil you on. I'm not even telling you what I've seen. I've late chapter 2. I haven't really done chapter 3 yet. I'm 3-1. But late chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There's some shit, man.
there's some shit in that game. That's why I'm excited. I'm excited to really sit down and really play that game, like more than I already have.
Yeah.
This one's gonna stick for sure. And let them hit these title updates too. Like they're already teasing that we're getting more than one monster in the first title update in April.
Oof. Freaking. Damn, we're already getting one in April.
Yes.
Oof. So we're getting that in April, and then the almost the end of March, we're getting the Path of Exile 2 update,
Mm-hmm.
which will give us the new class and all that stuff. But that's fine if I'm not playing Monster Hunter still.
I'm a flip back and forth. I haven't played Path of Exile since getting the new PC, so I want to see how that runs. But I'll probably just wait till the new class comes out and the new update.
I haven't played PoE 2 since I got to endgame, and I was playing. I was playing on a warrior, so it's the worst experience you can play in the game. So, and they don't seem to think anything is wrong. But, anyways, yeah, like that's when I stopped playing. I was like, oh, you guys literally don't think anything is wrong with Melee compared to everything else, and their stat. God damn it! I'm not going into this
Oh,
because I'm gonna totally fucking rant over this Monster Hunter one. So no, I'm not gonna go into that.
we will get into that eventually. We will, because we got to talk about it. We got to
That's
come
a
back
whole,
and do Path of Exile again at some point.
yeah, that's a whole nother episode. That'd be me ranting for like 45 minutes about how shitty Melee is. Anyways,
Do you have any more thoughts on Monster Hunter Wilds?
okay. So my main thoughts is actually here's my ending thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
My ending thoughts is I'm gonna second what you said about, hey, fix that performance, please. Please. For PC and consoles, because there's issues with console too. Um, because your community is only going to grow, and you don't want that stain on your community, right? Um, besides that, when you're playing the game is excellent, and let's just keep it going with these updates. We need to really fix that performance and get more monsters, because who doesn't like more boss fights? I know I love boss fights.
Oh yeah.
So, game's fantastic, and I hope it gets to like 5 million players or more. because it's just that good. It needs all the love it can get.
I am curious about the sales when that happens because the game, at this point, the game has officially been out for what? Not even 48 hours yet, but at the time that we're recording this.
Well, okay. You said earlier it had 1.3 million people on Steam.
Yep.
So that's 1.3 million sales right there. Give or take about 20 press keys, right? Like 20 or 30 press keys. We'll just go minus 100, whatever. Um, that's on PC alone. I guarantee you it hit the million marker on, over a million on, when you add both consoles. Easy.
To talk about the peak on Steam really quick. The peak was 1,384,608 people. That was a 24-hour peak. And all-time peak, technically, because they matched right now. 1,384,608 people.
Mm-hmm. So we'll just say minus 100 people for the press keys, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how many people bought the game.
It's just like all they have to do is fix the performance. And if people are holding off because of that, I fully understand it. Because if you don't have a PS5, if you don't have a Xbox Series X, if you don't have, honestly, if you don't have like a 40 series minimum, I fully understand holding off on this game because it's hard to recommend there.
Mm-hmm.
So wait for it. Get these fixes. I hope Capcom gets their head out of their asses on this one because, like you already said earlier, do this if you're having problems. There was an article earlier saying that like the game is as clean as we could make it, which is a lie. They have to say that, right? They don't have a choice. They have to say that. They can't just we've released a shit game. They can't say that. But
Right.
yeah, they have to once they fix the performance and hopefully they with probably we'll say minimum 2 million people who have bought this game minimum, maybe fix it. Get the word of mouth out there. Get some good press behind you. This game can easily take off even further than it has. Easily.
Oh yeah, for sure. Very easily.
But that's really all I had. I've gushed enough. I'm not gonna re-gush. We'll probably talk more about things on our next episode of the Command Grab.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it, bro. I think that's it.
All right, take us home, man.
All right, people. If you have listened to us at this point, thank you so much for listening to us rant and rave and talk about all the stuff that we've talked about this week. If you liked this conversation, if you like this podcast, make sure you go hit that like button. It's right down there. You can see it right there. Hit that like button. Also, throw some comments out there. Let us know what you think about Monster Hunter. Let us know if you want to get a 9070. Let us know what your rig is. If you want to try to switch over from NVIDIA to AMD, talk to us. Let us know. We'll get a good conversation going on in the comments. Also, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Y'all, if you are subscribed, you've been seeing these videos been coming out. These videos, we've been getting 4 or 5 a week. We have content here, so make sure you subscribe so you can see all of our content. Also, make sure you looking for us on Blue Sky. Make sure you're looking for us on Podbean and Spotify. And just make sure you find us in Monster Hunter because we'll be in there. You'll see us. You'll probably be able to join one of our hunts. But that's it. So thank you all again for listening, and we out.
Peace.